I think most of them labored under the thought of the notion that they were being invaded and being taken over by another nation, and that their land was their land and they needed to protect it.
They did more than that. The battle that happened 245 years ago last month was integral to giving birth to a new nation. The Battle of Guilford Courthouse in what is now northwest Greensboro on March 15, 1781 was one of a handful of key events that had to go the colonists' way for them to win the war.
And in this evening's Spirit of the Piedmont 250 report, Bob Buckley explains how the effects of that victory are still felt by descendants today.
The red clay around Guilford Courthouse did not ask for blood, but it drank its fill that day and gave birth to the story of two very different men with the same longing for freedom.
This story has been around your family forever.
Oh, yes.
John Forbes became the mayor of Greensboro in 1981, exactly 200 years after his ancestor, Arthur Forbes, was one of a group of Guilford County farmers staring at the glimmering bayonets of the world's most powerful army.
By and large, these people were very protective of their family, very protective of their land and their country as they knew it.
Also on the field that day,
What do you think it would have been like on March 15th in the 1780s on this field?
Chaotic.
was Solomon Titus' ancestor, Ishmael Titus.
He's born into slavery. America's not even America yet.
Right.
On that unusually cold and rainy Thursday, General Nathaniel Greene arrayed his battle lines like verses in an unfinished song. His tested Continentals were the chorus, but before the British could get to them, they had to go through the opening lines where Arthur Forbes was the key note.
My great-great-great-grandfather was asked to bring down a British lieutenant. He killed him, and he brought him down, and that's the first shot of the battle.
But far from the last.
So I imagine Arthur was a marked man after he took that first shot.
I think he was.
The battle raged on for most of the afternoon, and Arthur was wearing this hat when a British musket ball found him.
This is the Liberty Cap.
And as he lay in the field overnight wounded, a Tory sympathizer who Arthur knew wandered through the field.
I found him laying there in obviously pretty bad state, and he made conditions worse. And so his friends and neighbors from eastern Guilford County found him and made sure he didn't assist the British anymore.
Less is known about what happened to Ishmael Titus that day, but these documents show he earned a military pension and began a family tradition.
I was afraid of the military. As a young boy, I remember seeing some of the cousins getting ready to go off to Vietnam. And I remember standing there as a little boy and watching them on the doorstep crying.
But join he did to keep the string unbroken.
One of your ancestors was in pretty much every war?
In every war, we have documented over 101 family members that have served this country.
For Titus men, it's about being thrust into what they call the constant battle.
That's the battle to be free from the slaveholders. That's the battle to be free to do the things that you want to do in life.
By the end of the day, the American farmers did something more than win or lose. They endured. Cornwallis' wounded army staggered toward a distant trap at Yorktown, and Arthur Forbes earned a small place in American history.
Is it fair to call him a hero?
Yeah, I think so. And, in that, he was willing to die for something he believed in.
And that is the spirit of America. Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.
Arthur Forbes was later seen by famous Greensboro physician David Caldwell, who said he had to amputate Forbes's injured leg to save him. Forbes said he'd rather be buried whole and died 3 weeks after the battle. Ishmael Titus, who fought as a substitute for the man who owned him, won his freedom and lived to be more than 100 years old.